Josh, did anybody ask for these anniversary specials of Friends and Harry Potter?
Hard pass.
I'm Joe.
I'm Josh.
You've got questions?
Yo, feeling?
Welcome to Feeling Grounded with your hosts, Josh and Joe.
So what we want you all to do right now is subscribe to Feeling Grounded Podcast, smash that like button, and also share this video to any person that you feel might enjoy this content. Also, become a patron on Patreon. Josh and I genuinely love to put out content on there for only $3 a month. You guys can see what we have on that platform. Also, follow us at Feeling Grounded Podcast on Instagram. That's at Feeling Grounded Podcast. Anything else, Josh?
Leave a comment. Questions.
Leave a comment or question because that helps boost us in the algorithm. Also, hit that notification bell because you'll see what we've got on tap each week. But you've got questions?
You're feeling grounded.
Entertainment. Where's the entertainment, guys?
So, what are we talking about, Joe?
All right, so what we're talking about today are the recent specials for Friends and Harry Potter. The Harry Potter one just recently came out about a week ago. And the main question is, are they cash grabs or are they genuine revisits into stories that you and I grew up with, Josh?
I think it's pretty clear what the answer is, but I'll let you continue.
No,
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
Oh, no, the question, just throwing that out there. What do you think?
It's cash grab.
What makes you say that?
It just is.
And Friends was like your favorite series.
I wasn't asking for the reunion. I wasn't asking for any of that stuff. I mean, maybe somebody was, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I would also say the former two. It's definitely a cash grab. You know, I took a look at both of these specials, and I think both of them are on HBO Max. And I'll go more into this later, and we'll do some little predictions about what are the next shows or movies that will have these specials. Be a nice little thought experiment. But something I noticed is that a lot of these stars had conversations about, you know, their big breaks, because these platforms are what got their big breaks, and dealing with how they fused with their characters. Those are really the conversations that took place in both of, and some behind the scenes stuff, which is all fine and good. I think that's necessary in a reunion and par for the course, right?
Yeah.
But my problem with both of them is that they didn't really deal with, you know, dark territory. You know, Harry Potter, in a lot of ways, this special had a lot of like archival, wholesome footage. And that just didn't really sit well with me. It just, living in the past is wrong. And it seemed almost manipulative of the crowd that they were trying to tailor this to.
Really just trying to like almost abuse and take advantage of the nostalgia aspect is what you're kind of saying, right?
Exactly.
And then maybe skipping over the reality of some scenarios just to paint it in like a more positive light.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have a big problem when that is done, because I think right now in post-pandemic, or, you know, the upkeep of pandemic, because as we're seeing right now in news, we're going to be seeing a lot more of these reunion specials.
Yeah, because they're realizing that some money could be made, still milking that nostalgic, you know. And
it's a very cheap way of doing it, because you're not creating a new story. You're just putting people in front of a camera with a cheap set.
Exactly. And then just knowing that people will show up. The diehard fans will come and have those emotions rekindled.
Yeah. And again, with just having that archival footage that's appearing to be wholesome instead of delving into darker territory, there's no vulnerability in dealing with, you know, the meaning behind the actual series.
Interesting.
Felt very cookie cutter to me.
Shallow.
Yeah. No matter how much like Hollywood tries to, you know, take a work of art, they cannot just have it stand as it is, you know. Reunions are not all wholesome and unproblematic. They have a lot of baggage to them, and we know that because that's how real life actually is.
And because we live in the future, like if you think about it, you know what I mean? From when these things were first created and thrown out there, I mean, there's been a lot of time since all these things 20 years or whatever.
Mhm.
So a lot can happen in 20 years.
Yeah.
And
And
that
the funny
changes.
thing is 20 years is a long time for, say, Harry Potter too, because I remember seeing that, I think November of 2001 it came out. I left school early to go see that movie with family, and it was fantastic. Like all movies are great for that, but it didn't really seem like it's been a long time.
Mm,
10 years, the whole series is over, you
yeah,
know?
I know. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, no, I missed that. I didn't watch the book. I didn't read the books or watch the movies. So I'm gonna.
I almost wish I had that time back.
Yeah, sure. Hey, nice. See, while you were watching that, I was watching. Well, you watched Lord of the Rings too. So that was my Harry Potter growing up.
They had some of that stuff a couple years. It's actually like a couple years now, because when pandemic started, they had all these together apart
Hmm.
things on YouTube, and
True.
that
Yeah,
was fine.
Zoom, internet, whatever. Yeah.
And I was fine with that. I only watched maybe like some highlights because I had the choice.
Mm.
But now these companies are going to start capitalizing all this stuff and put it on streaming services such as HBO Max, and yeah, they'll just waste your time.
Yeah. And instead of making new IPs or cool concepts, we're just gonna milk every living dollar out of every one of these things.
But yeah, we've been conditioned to like this stuff, and we speak with our wallets. For the last 10, 20 or so years, we've been speaking with our wallets that we like this nostalgia stuff, even though our brains and
Yeah.
hearts and minds are getting tired of it.
No, that's very true. And I'm a hypocrite because I crap on nostalgia stuff all the time. But one of my favorite movies is just that Spider-Man that just came out. Like,
Well, they did it
watched
in the
again 2
they
days
did it
ago.
in the right way. We know how to like delegate what's smart nostalgia that can still stand on its own.
Right, and as opposed
Yeah.
to just being completely milked stuff that's really uninteresting. Like
Yeah.
I could not care to watch the Friends reunion. I could have not cared to watch Harry Potter stuff. Like, yeah, but
Yeah.
that's me.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Love it. Well, there you go. So I hope that they stop doing this. And you can see, you can sense things are changing, especially now since the Spider-Man was so successful. I have a feeling that
Mhm.
maybe people will start listening.
Yeah.
See, like how the appropriate way to handle a nostalgia
Mhm.
cash grab, but still being able to tell an amazing story.
Yeah, and anybody with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense is able to see right through of what Hollywood is doing. Hollywood is a terrible place run by terrible people, and maybe they'll get the hint of what we're in the world trying to get
Right.
for our entertainment. Still doesn't change the fact that the tail is between their legs,
Right.
and their true colors are forming.
It's true.
So
Very true.
yeah.
And we'll see what the future will hold. As always, go team.
The future is inevitable, but let's travel back in time.
Okay. January 12th timeline, January 12th, 2022. So my timeline is January 12th, 1959. So the American record company Motown is founded by Berry Gordy. It was formerly Tamla Records. This was founded in Detroit. This was like the epicenter of music.
For a long time.
Everything was going in Detroit, Michigan. Everything it had going for them. So the name Motown comes the fusion of the two words motor and town, which is what automobiles were. That's also like the epicenter of motor vehicles too in
Chrysler or
Detroit.
Cadillac, what are those? Was out of Detroit? I think Chrysler.
I cannot tell you.
One of the big car companies came from Detroit.
But what else about Motown? Do you know any artists, Josh, before I go into a few?
Well, my first thought was like early, like Jackson 5.
Yes, Jackson 5, early Jackson 5 in 1969, 1970.
Or
Some of my other highlights are, of course, Smokey,
Soul Train, right?
Stevie Wonder. Yep. Diana Ross and the Supremes. The Temptations are
good.
so good.
Motown is awesome. I love
Ball of Confusion. I love Temptations. That Temptations movie from '98, the TV special movie, so good. And also, you cannot say Motown without Marvin Gaye in the picture.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it was an important role for this company in racial integration of popular music as, the first African American owned label.
Yeah.
Then later was taken over by MCA Records, and then later Universal Music.
Universal Music Group, which now owns the entire world, pretty sure. But yeah, no, I think this is awesome. It really was like the first yeah, like I don't know, this is great. I love Motown. I don't have that much to say. I don't want to be too whatever, but yeah. Favorite
How about you?
Motown song? You have a
Oh, favorite Motown song? Ooh.
Ain't No Mount High.
No, mine would be, it's not their biggest hit, but it's The Way You Do the Things You Do, Temptations.
Very nice.
I love that one.
Yeah. Love it. All right, so mine, January 12th, 1966. Joseph, have you ever heard of a character named
I've heard of characters.
Batman?
Rings a bell.
Rings a bell? Well, the very first iteration of this character, starring Adam West, premiered in 1966.
The only significant memory I have of this show and movie, because they had a 1966 movie, was Batman doing the
dancing. Yeah. Yeah. And I think about like the scene transitions when it's like,
oh yeah,
and then it's like the bat symbol,
or when they're hitting people and it does
the
those
kapow, like
kapow.
the music, the music blasts. Yeah, but
they recently did a special with Adam West and whoever voiced Robin a couple of years ago, but it was cartoon version, but it was in that same vein. It was pretty funny.
Very nice. But yeah, obviously they're famous for it's like one of the first like comic book shows, and it was incredibly campy, and it was campy on purpose. So like they would make it ironically funny, where like there was no laugh track, and like it was just like these try to make it funny for the kids.
Yeah.
Also promoting healthy lifestyles at the time. They were known for like doing stuff like, you got to do your homework, kids, and you got to like drink your milk, and you got to eat your snacks, and like eat your fruit and vegetables.
How wholesome for the 60s, huh?
No, honestly. but I think it was innocent and it was cute, and it has its place, and I think for people who grew up with that Batman, seeing today's Batman is pretty jarring. It was very
Bruce Wayne throwing a dumpster with his grappling hook at someone.
Yeah. Oh boy, love it. Good stuff.
Which I'm excited to see Batman 2022.
I am as well.
In March.
All right, looking forward to it. Man, is it different.
Oh, it's another coat of paint on it.
Exactly.
But I'm excited for it regardless, so might prove us wrong.
No, I'm excited. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It's time for Happy Crappy.
All right. Hey, Joe. How's it going, man?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
Very good. Very good. Nice week. We hung out.
Yeah, we just hung out.
Like a week ago.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see you. Chilling at the home.
Been a while, but it won't be too long. We'll have another go around before the John Mayer concert.
You're looking forward to it. Hopefully that's still happening.
Why wouldn't it?
People are scared, because of the unspecified virus
of unknown origin.
Like all my stuff this weekend got canceled.
We'll be fine.
A bunch of stuff to do, but
we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Nah, it'll be fine.
It'll be. This is fine. Yeah. So how was going back to the real world after holiday events?
Underwhelming, but that's okay. It was great for myself.
Nice.
It's a weird way of explaining it, but I had off for Three Kings Day. This is part of my happy. I had off for Three Kings Day, and then it was also followed with some snow that came in, so we had another day off too this week, which was fantastic. Went out to lunch with my worship director Dan, who I just introduced to the podcast. So hi Dan, if you're watching or listening. Which was a really great conversation. And I don't know. I like going out to lunch with people. I like going out to just converse and just
I
talk about
love it.
anything.
It's my favorite thing. I love it so much. No, it's good. I'm all about that. I love that. One of my favorite things to do is just to hang out with one person and like just grab food and talk for like 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah.
I used to do that in college all the time. I'd be like, yo, let's go do something. And then that person would be like, yeah, that'd be great. And then I would do it. Then you and I would do that all the time.
Oh yeah.
That's how I became such good friends. But yeah, I appreciate it. So that's your happy.
Yes, it's my happy.
That's your crappy.
My crappy. I don't really have one. If I have to really push deep, I would say maybe Exodus 90 has been tough for watchers and listeners who don't know Exodus 90. I'm not Catholic myself, but it's usually geared towards Catholic men who want to start off the year off right. We started it a little bit early, starts January 17th up until Easter Sunday, where you give up certain things such as, what is it, Josh? It's
Video games, YouTube, like
yeah,
TV, movies,
making sure that you're exercising at least 3 days a week,
eating
no
well.
alcohol, and
This dietary restriction.
no non-essential purchases, stuff like that. It's been tough exercise. I've been doing what I've even in my life beforehand. It's been very tough with just maybe a few aspects of that. The temptation to put on YouTube was great because that had been such a habit for like the past year, just putting it on like while I was making dinner or something like that. I've been only using YouTube, of course, just for feeling grounded purposes. But yeah, it became so easy to just like go onto it
Right.
for another purpose. So I could say that I regressed a little bit compared to, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I was under the mindset this week of like things were like getting back into the swing of things after the holidays and my kids and my routine and all that stuff. So I kind of struggled a little bit in that regard and kind of told myself I'll just start when the start date happens. So
Mhm.
like I'm practicing. So like I didn't play video games. I didn't just watch TV. I didn't watch YouTube like as a distraction, or I wouldn't just put it on. Like every now and again I would like watch something.
Mhm.
Especially if it was with Claire or with Eli. But
Mhm.
yeah, so I'm like slowly building into it. Like I did the food stuff, I did all that,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna like go hard in. I'm like slowly, and then on the 17th is like
Yeah.
like we're done, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel, I think. But other than that, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
And I'm looking
From a lot
forward to
of,
it.
yeah, the daily prayer has been fantastic and has really gotten me closer with him.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Restricting to 5 minute hot showers instead of cold showers has been awesome.
Good to go quick.
Exercise, I've been waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's been great. For each day of the week. Having at least 7 hours of sleep has been, for the most part, okay. I've gotten 6, and then for the most part, it's been 7. There was 1 or 2 nights with 6. No alcohol, of course. It's been fine. I've restricted it to just 1 ice cream day, but I haven't had any ice cream yet. No TV, movies, or YouTube. Obviously, I had the YouTube thing, and I put on like Spider-Man while I was doing chores around the house, so I just had it in the background. Doesn't really count. I just needed something to listen to. And then non-essential purposes, it's fine. But I've only had Christian music and Beatles and Soundscape. That's all I've had. Not really any secular music other than that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. And then next week we can really talk about it quite a bit because it'll be very close to the start date. Start.
Yeah. How about your happy and crappy, Josh?
Well, my wife was home from Friday, so yesterday, from when we're filming this, and this weekend she had off, which was great. So it was nice seeing her. Spent a lot of time with her. And then it was just kind of a typical week. I mean, just getting back in the swing of things. I think nothing too incredible kind of jumps out. Did a couple of songs that we recorded and released a few in my SoundCloud, and they're going well. Celia and I did Annie's song by John Denver. I'll link it to you. I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a chill week. I think the crappy would be just getting into the routine again. I finally broke. I've been in a plateau the past 2 weeks with my weight, And this week it was tough, but today I finally broke it and I went down a little bit, which is good.
Good.
Yeah, so that's probably my crappy. And then happy is just kind of a chill week. Nothing too crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what we want you all to do right now is subscribe to Feeling Grounded Podcast, smash that like button, and also share this video to any person that you feel might enjoy this content. Also, become a patron on Patreon. Josh and I genuinely love to put out content on there for only $3 a month. You guys can see what we have on that platform. Also, follow us at Feeling Grounded Podcast on Instagram. That's at Feeling Grounded Podcast. Anything else, Josh?
Leave a comment, questions.
Leave a comment or question because that helps boost us in the algorithm. Also, hit that notification bell because you'll see what we've got on tap each week. And follow our conversations about Exodus 90, even if you are not Catholic and don't want to subscribe to their website. You guys can follow us what we are doing. Just search up what the sacrifices that you make up until Easter. If you guys are interested in that, no pressure. But you've got questions?
You're feeling grounded.